All right, we are live. And the second monitor's up. Ian, you're good to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel, Intrepid Gains. We're going to do a review of the markets, technicals. Starting off with dominance. Let's check it out. Yeah, we should get some jams.
What up? Oh, there's BK. What up? What kind of jams? Leave a comment down below. What kind of music do you like?
We should get rap. No, I don't know.
I like some hip hop.
Classical.
That's always good. Honestly, that was going to be my first recommendation.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with classical.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you can get out.
Yeah, classical's good, man.
So BTC dominance, huh? At 50. And looking left, I was noticing some support and resistance right at 50. It's a nice round number. Let's see if we can look back a little further in time. At BT, no, it looks like it only. Oh, this does go back all the way to 2014. So, I mean, the chart still looks young, right? I mean, this is only a few years old, so we only have so much data. But it is interesting that it was just plateau many years. Altcoins came along, and this is where we are today. Bitcoin could potentially find support here at the 50, and what do you think that would mean if we do find support here at the 50?
You know what? You know what I think is happening? Like, I think money's. What I'm noticing is I'm noticing money dumping into Ethereum right now. Like, it seems people, and this is actually a little different from the last 2017 market. There's a lot more money going into Ethereum. You know, like people are taking profits into Ethereum versus Bitcoin, which I didn't see that. You know, it looks like that's what's happening. And so this dominance is, a lot of it is going to Ethereum, especially with Ethereum hitting new highs. You know, but
it does kind of make sense, especially when I think about using Uniswap. I can't just sell into Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's almost easier just to sell into ETH and keep my ETH on Uniswap for gas fees and new opportunities, or I could even go to USDT on those wallets. So it kind of makes sense that is happening. People taking profit in ETH.
Yeah, let's take a look. I would say, so guys, this is an altcoin season. We're probably going to see a bounce up from. Let me get my mouse over there. This is my mouse. We're going to see a bounce. You think we're going to see a bounce? I think we will. Like, nothing goes straight forever. But you see how it went like this, right? I think we're going to see a bounce at some time, and then it's going to be another harsh pull down, in my opinion. I even think that this altcoin season is going to be much bigger than the 2017 one. You're right. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. All the different points of resistance, like support and resistance, right? So
yeah, it seems significant.
Yeah.
And like you said, if we did bounce up, we have kind of some support in this area here. So that could be a potential where we could come back up to on the dominance.
So you know what I'm thinking for you traders out there? I think we're going to see red across the alts and a green Bitcoin days. Maybe, or maybe Bitcoin will surge and alts will surge. But whatever the case, Bitcoin looks to be the one that I think is going to surge, at least just bouncing off of this point, because this is a very important point, and it moved a lot down. There's a lot of money that moved into alts like Ethereum or whatever. And so it's gonna reverse that action, at least in the short run. For those who trade, I don't do any of that, but for people who want to take advantage of that, I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, having a look at the money flow, it's pretty bottomed.
Yeah.
This is about when you see a reversal. So, a bottom money flow and momentum on like a support area, I think there's a high probability of a bounce. We'll see what happens in the coming days here. It could take a few days still, or even like a whole week. But looking at the price action, I think this is kind of a crazy time, right? We have ETH making all-time highs. So it broke 2,700. Bitcoin's struggling to make some higher lows, which it is. It's making higher lows on kind of a macro time frame. It broke the nice uptrend that everybody was looking for when we did make the high at 65. So, money flow is still curling down. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to kind of trade sideways before it gets its legs to move higher. But every time ETH makes an all-time high, I kind of expect it to cool off eventually, because that's what it likes to do when it makes these all-time highs, like here, all in here. It makes all these all-time highs, and then just it gets hammered down. People take their profits, high right here, hammered down, and it just constantly does that. When it makes it's been doing it too. You can see even here when we hit a high of 21, 22, when we hit 25, that's a mega dump. That's 20% on ETH. And it did it twice. And here we are again, hitting 27. So, I don't be surprised if we come back down once again.
Yeah.
But I did have this target marked out from this W. I've been watching, like I said, a couple live streams ago. It was a W pattern. I think a lot of people were looking at it as just more of like a triangle. But my target was 2,600. I've been looking for this target for.
Yeah. So you think it's going to have a pullback, and that would make sense. That would correlate with what we saw with the dominance, right? Like we're going to see a bounce in the dominance. It's not going to keep dumping. Nothing moves in straight lines. So that ETH pullback might correlate with that rise in Bitcoin. So someone will trade out a lot of money will probably come out of ETH into Bitcoin, at least in the short term.
Perhaps, or even to some other alts.
Yeah, or just the alts in it's how that stuff works. So someone in the chat mentioned there's feedback on your Mirror protocol. They say there's issues raised with the data sources available, and they want to because they think it could be manipulated. So I've been talking with the devs. I'm going to figure it out. If you can take in several different data points that are so they can't manipulate the data points. I think it could be done. How they if you look at TradingView, here I'll pull it up to show this guy what I'm talking about. Where is it? I don't know. I'll open a new tab right now. Or here, you can just talk about Ethereum while I pull this up, or whatever. Let's go over DOT while I'm pulling this up.
Yeah, I was just playing with some trend lines on ETH. A macro perspective, trying to see at which point will break down. I do find this particular point interesting, how it was support back here and we fell below, and it keeps acting as resistance. Now, if we break above that, it could get wild. I do find that interesting, but there's also this one. It's a weird channel that it's in overall. But what I do see on the money flow is we've been green since basically the start of the year on money flow.
For DOT? Is that DOT?
This is ETH.
Oh, ETH.
So, it's when it's green this long, it's usually bound to go red at some point. So these you never know with crypto. It's crazy. DOT here. Let's take a look at DOT. DOT almost hit my target. Missed it by $1. This crazy wick that we had, even on the 4-hour, it's still just a massive wick to $49. And I've had $51 measured for a long time. So this is why I always take profits early on trades. Always a couple dollars below. Like if I'm looking for 51, 49's, so I'm good with that, especially if you're getting in at these lower levels. DOT's chart's been kind of funky because back here I was watching an ascending triangle which broke to the downside and kind of had a fake out and still met my first target at $46. And then we seen a nice long cool off, and except for that crazy wick there. And I'm kind of just waiting for it to make a new pattern, really. There's not a ton of data, especially if I go to like the daily. Doesn't look like a whole lot.
We'll look at KSM next. Here, let me refer to this chart that I was referring to earlier. I don't know if you can see that really well, but this is the totals too, and this is fed into TradingView, and this is what I would hope to create an index of. It's simply the point total market cap, and I'm sure we could find a reliable data source for this to make that work on Mirror. And it just has to be something that cannot be manipulated. But this would be like indexes are often very hard to beat, and that's why I am going after that rigorously. Like I want to see an index for the crypto community space, excluding Bitcoin, because I think there's going to be a lot of money that will flow into, that like instead of like taking a bet on Ethereum or taking a bet on any one of these other like projects that are could potentially overtake Ethereum, or like however things, or if Ethereum wins out, you're still going to get like a massive upside. Like you're going to get 100x that's what I want from an index. Is I want an index that provides an easy 100x for the common person, so that anyone who puts money in now, they don't have to have a lot of cognitive effort, cognition that has to go into this. And there's a lot of people that I help that just don't get the space, and nor should they. Not everyone needs to understand finance to the level that crypto is going to revolutionize, right? So index would just help everyone get in early and make money against these institutions that are waiting. Every institution that's waiting should be punished, because and retail should get in before them, because they're taking time on bringing money into a space that's going to revolutionize finance. So that's one of the main reasons I want to get an index running, is so that individuals can benefit from this who want to grow, and it'll help distribute that wealth that's going to come into the space. I do think crypto in total over this, it could be 5 years, 10 years, but I think it'll grow in 100-fold or more. So an index would capture that. It'll make people, if you put in 10,000, or you put in if you put in 10,000, you'll be like the equivalent wealth of a millionaire. That's what I want from an index, and it will capture that. It means people can retire in 5 to 10 years if they only put in $10,000 into this index, and they could just hold that and forget about it. That's why I'm trying to create it, and I have a passion about it, because I want to see people succeed in the space. But yeah, let's go look at KSM. Like KSM it's quiet right now. Obviously the price did a lot of action. You see that spike. You see the spike right here? Yeah. Had some pretty injection of money, but it's going quiet regarding, like, I'm noticing there's ads going up for it. I'm noticing more chatter, so it's coming out of nowhere. It's going to come out of nowhere with these, it's late with its parachains, candle auctions, but they're like, that could happen any day now.
When's the Speedway token going to the moon?
I don't even know what Speedway token is.
That's what we talked about the last live stream. He brought that back up.
Yeah.
Speedway. We're just talking about hypothetical.
You guys see Elon token, like people. I have friends that are playing that one. It's an interesting idea. They put 100% of the token supply in, or Vitalik Buterin has half the supply, and the other half is locked in liquidity. So,
yeah, what was that? Seen that.
The Elon token. Elon, it's a funny project on Ethereum, but they locked half of the tokens in liquidity, so the team didn't really get any tokens. They just locked it in liquidity, and then they gave the other half of supply to Vitalik Buterin.
So I think I saw another coin that did something similar.
Vitalik Buterin's got like $1 billion of altcoins that people send him. It's funny. But yeah, like Andrew, he says, I agree. I think that it's a great idea for the index. We just need reliable data sources. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to talk to Bondly or Band Protocol. Band Protocol feeds Mirror, And so I'm just going to keep talking to people and see if we can get something done. I'm just going to keep pestering everyone. And, if it gets approved at the poll, I'm going to chase it down. I'm going to say, this is popular. Look, it passed. And then, if I can get a reliable data source from band protocol, then we can get this thing going. Then I can create the next thing, whitelist parameters or whatever it is on Mirror. And I'll cover all the expenses for that. It's going to cost me like $2,000 out of pocket to get all that going. But I don't care, man. Like, because I want this service for the people to succeed. That's just the bottom line. I want people to be able to buy something, and they don't have to constantly go, but, oh, is Ethereum going to fail? Is it going to be DOT? Is it going to be, there needs to be an index so that people can just buy the index and forget about it. They can throw in $10,000 and be a millionaire in 10 years. That's what I want. So at least
Doesn't
for people,
somebody already do something like that?
no, there's no indexes not right now. Not that there's indexes of little segments. And, in the future, there's going to be indexes of derivative markets. There's going to be indexes of oracles. There's going to be indexes of energy, and that's going to happen in the future. But right now, we just need the first good altcoin index excluding Bitcoin.
Essentially, that's similar to like a mutual fund, right?
Well, like the NASDAQ is like the top market cap projects.
Yeah.
But what it does is it allows for people to, just throw their money in it. And, and often managed funds do not outperform indexes. So the average person will just do better than most of these people that are constantly looking at charts, unless you're really good. It'll just allow the average person to throw a big chunk of their portfolio into something and forget about it, wait 5 years, 10 years, and they know they can walk away with a huge sum of money just by beating the institutions who are taking their time,
Well, what would be the difference between a mutual fund and an index?
A mutual fund is like those are like managed, where there's some manager looking at analyzing projects, kind of like what I do with my own portfolio. I manage it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would take, here's the thing, if I got huge Ethereum wins, I would take profits into the index. I would reduce my exposure to Ethereum, when Ethereum goes for runs. And then if the index outperforms Ethereum, I would put, it would be a really good trading instrument for traders. And it would be a really good instrument for people who just want to park their money. So it's just, I don't know why people haven't done this. I don't
know either.
Yeah, it's the most needed thing in my, even my recent video where I analyzed my performance, it showed the index, the index outperformed me because I had some projects that I picked that weren't so good early on. But, I outperformed the index later on. So it turned out I was close to it, but with all the effort I put in, it would have been better to throw it all into an index. But it's good because I understand a lot of these projects, and I'm gonna try to take some ballsy moves, and see where it goes. But typically, an index does better than 90% of managed portfolios, and that's true in the traditional markets, and it's true in crypto as well, because there's just too much information. There's just too much information. Even with teams of researchers, unless you have inside knowledge, which, if you have inside knowledge, that's something that allows you to win.
You want to take these questions as we go?
Yeah, what's some of these questions?
Well, there was one that we kind of passed by, I think. BK was asking if the maturing market segments within the alt space sponge up more liquidity than prior bull markets. Did you already ask? Maybe you did read that.
So there's going to be, I don't know if I'm right on this, but I think what they're talking about is there's going to be segments. We're going to get a generalized index, and then eventually there'll be an index of derivative platforms, or whatever application, like NFT platforms. You'll have derivatives that will be indexes of the different. But what you need is you need indexes that represent cross-chain. You don't need this is an Ethereum index. No, not everybody wants to be solely exposed to Ethereum.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He said, though, is part of him expects to see alt dominance make new highs against BTC eventually. I mean, aren't we already doing that?
That's what we're doing right now. Go back to dominance chart.
Yeah, if you
there's
look
some
at
new
alt,
people here.
Here's the alt chart.
Okay. Yeah.
Alt making highs, BTC dominance just in the
dumping.
gutter.
But
So
I think it's going to spike. That's going to spike back. Guys, money's going to flow into Bitcoin. I could be wrong.
For sure.
I could be wrong.
I mean, did you see what Elon was saying? That he was testing liquidity by selling off 10% of
right.
their Bitcoin or whatever.
Well, they took out some profits. They're Elon Musk making some money from these markets. They're taking some profits, which is what you're supposed to do.
I think they were proving to other people. I think they were just proving that there is liquidity there, that it'll work.
That's interesting.
It
You
was
know,
like a
like
test.
think about it. Like Elon Musk just got like if they sold their 20% of, or 10% of their Bitcoin, they got 20% of their money back because they doubled since when they bought it. So they got 20% of their money back. If they can get their initial funds out, then the rest is just free for them. You know, they could just keep it. You know, and I don't know if a lot of people are going to be trading Bitcoin for cars, but like I know that a lot, like Celsius wants to do some cool stuff with that. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, red day. I think there is probably a red day coming for the alts because we just had a big spike up again, and so the alts, but it'll probably be Bitcoin's green, alt to red, but who knows?
Red day coming in. I
Who
mean, I
knows?
opened a short on some alts. Oh, here we go. Bitcoin. We've been waiting for it to break back down below 55 because I find Bitcoin is going to have trouble holding this 55. I mean, I've had these support and resistance marked off for a long time. Now, the blue are major, what I've identified as major supports or resistance levels on Bitcoin. The orange here is kind of like a minor one. That's 52. And then the purple one's 50,000 because that was just a nice round number. I figured that'll be significant no matter what. And I mean, when we started breaking down, it found support at 50 on an average. It wicked down below. I know a lot of people right now are looking for 56, 57, 58. It's like, you know, no matter, I go to somebody's channel and it's like everybody's looking for different support and resistance areas, and I just try to keep it simple with like major levels. Now, the reason I think 55 will be tough to hold for Bitcoin right in the short term, I think it is going up overall, but it's putting in an ascending wedge. It's more clear on a lower time frame here, but it could be breaking down right now. This could be the point where Bitcoin decides to correct, maybe find support at 52 or 50 and bounce higher. So that's why I was saying the dominance, you might see the dominance go sideways for a few days. This might go sideways for a few days before we get that other leg up. And the other reason I thought this too is because that money flow is definitely peaking out. The 4 hour was pretty red and the momentum was curling down. And so I had a lot of confluence here on why I thought that it might top out around 55,000 here. So I'm keeping my eye on it to see what happens here.
So you think Bitcoin's going to pull back? You said, or you think it's going to?
Yeah, just in the short term. Like,
well, okay,
like
but so
what was his name?
So if that's true, that means you're maybe that guy that said red day coming. Maybe Bitcoin doesn't fall as hard as everything else. Everything else falls. Bitcoin doesn't fall as hard, and then you see that spike in dominance. And that would, you know, because sometimes it does stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I get that. I do think everything goes red because if you look at, let's see here. I know there was a good, like XRP, for example. I know you don't care for XRP, but it's mirroring Bitcoin pretty dang close if you go back and forth. And they decoupled for a while, but now that XRP is kind of coming back, the chart's looking very similar to Bitcoin's right at the moment. So I actually put a short in on XRP up in here. So
yeah.
Just because I had XRP, I didn't watch your video. That was like the only video I missed. You had a video on why you're not buying XRP. I don't know what the general summary of that was, but I just happened to have some. So I was like, I'll short it. I think it's going down, make money and whatever, take profit into something else. But Bitcoin, it's cracking below 55, and we'll see what happens. I think it does go lower, and it, you know, when Bitcoin goes down, it'll probably bring everything kind of down. You can already see, like, my whole watch list is kind of starting to turn red here.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping and praying for a big pullback because I had a lot of money that I pulled out at the top. Like I have some friends that know, like I was calling them and I was like, dude, I'm super scared, like, because things look crazy. Like there was just irrational everywhere, people getting emotionally connected to their projects. And I was like, so I pulled out a huge chunk of money right at the top. And I haven't bought it back in yet. I've just been trading coins as the market's been going down or lower. But I have, like, if we see another pullback, I think I want to throw some of the money that I pulled out back in. and I'd be entering in through Luxo. That's the one I've been eyeing.
So you want to take a look at that?
Well, we looked at KSM. Let's look at Algo, and then we'll hit Luxo.
I didn't even really get into KSM, to
Okay,
be fair.
so good.
Just to do a quick touch over on this, I think one of our last live streams we did, I was saying we were peaking over 500. It was looking crazy. I had no idea if it was going to go to 1,000. It looked like it could just keep going. But I knew one thing was I wasn't going to buy at 500 just because of how
you said that. Yeah,
bullish it had been.
Yeah.
And so I said, I have this measured here from last time. That's where the high was at 520. So the high wasn't there. I can correct this. But what I did say is if this is a high, I'll look to buy in the golden pocket down here, which was about 230 to 345, and which we did. With this move, we came right down in here. So that was a potential buy opportunity. But if I do correct this now that I do have the actual top at 568, we're still in the golden pocket. So where I think this goes now, it could continue to consolidate, especially right in this golden pocket. It could still go lower. It could still make a lower low because this high is a lower high. So we're still in this downward movement on KSM now. I'd watch for maybe a nice double bottom, right where it double bottom, right in the low 300s. I think that's a nice buy opportunity. I think if it does go below 300, these are just gonna be wicks. So you're gonna have to be quick, because that'll be coming in right at 250, 260 is that 618 retracement. So I think you'll see a lot of buy pressure coming in this area.
So you think that what happens if they came out tomorrow and say candle auctions are starting X and Y date? You think?
Doubt it.
Would that break?
I can tell you it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I know, because the fundamental news is like in here. This is what the chart looks like when it's like fundamental news. Like you're getting this kind of like consolidation run up with the money flow, where you see money flow increasing, and then that's when stuff spikes. This is what I feel like a chart like Luxo or something that's been bleeding out long time. I don't know. It's every time there's fundamental news, I tell you, I see momentum. I see upwards momentum and money flow. I see it all coming in when there's like XRP. I think XRP was like the best one to do. Love it or hate it, it went through all that FUD. Okay. And right in here, if I go to like the 4 hour, when it double bottomed here, I feel like only the insiders are going to know to be buying in here. People are like hardcore supporters or whatever, but this is what I've seen. I've seen the money flow do this, come up and do this. And then I could see like momentum curling up here and like curling back up here. I don't know, seeing these waves, it doesn't matter. I don't need to really necessarily know what the fundamental news is, but if I see money flow coming up, it just usually leads to big price increases, and then bullish news comes out. It happens all the time, especially with Bitcoin, when they're like, "Oh, PayPal's coming out and Mastercard's coming out."
Yeah, people on the
stuff.
inside, people closest to the information, start dumping their money in before the information comes out. So.
Yeah, I imagine so. And the chart usually I can kind of see that.
Thanks, Dave, for the donation. We just got a donation from Dave, so got a shout out to that. All right, so
that was an interesting question, though. That was in regards to
KSM.
We're talking about KSM. Yeah. So if you're saying if KSM comes, I just don't. Yeah, I would doubt it just because of.
You don't see the money flow. But
I mean, I do on like the 4 hour. It's potential.
They increased their ads. Like they started throwing ads up on Brave, so that's a sign that they're getting closer. And we already know where Coco's pretty much done, so it's pretty close. Like I know they're going to start making some swings pretty soon. It's close. It's very close. Like I don't know how close is close, but it's coming. We'll have to see.
I mean, looking on a 4 hour, it could definitely, this could just be a little mini bull flag, you know, and then it could shoot up, and there could be some news that starts coming out, and now this whole money flow turns green. I mean, it definitely could on the 4 hour. That's possible. So I wouldn't say no, that nothing's gonna come out. You know, something could come out. I'm not trade. I mean, I already told you my buy points. It was in here. It was low 300s was like my buy area.
Yeah, get some
So
KSM.
I would just be looking for it to make a higher low, start forming some type of pattern. Maybe it's a double bottom. Maybe it puts in, you know, some type of ascending triangle or something in this area. Well, we'll just watch and see, and then you could buy, you know, maybe in this area when you have more of a confirmation that we are gonna break up, or actually just wait for the breakout and wait for that retest and whatnot. And I'll have a lot more data then. One thing to point out though, I mean, this does look like a bottom. I get these double green dots uh, at bottom. So this is a bottom, not the bottom, but it's definitely a bottom. So we'll see what happens with KSM.
All right.
Good
And
to see
then
it come back to that golden pocket though. I like seeing that stuff.
let's take a look at Algo. There's not been a lot with Algo, but I know that we have the news about them going in, into the stock exchange or whatever. Like they're going to be on the stock exchange. But like so, we should see some action there eventually. Some people are like, "Oh, there's been nothing with Algo." It's amazing how impatient people are, dude. This could happen pretty soon, So just gotta be patient. Um, but yeah, look at that. What do you think about the price action? What is it? Looks like money's coming back in,
So
right?
and this is kind of what happens too when money flow has peaked and it has been descending the entire time, but the price action broke out of what would be some type of bullish triangle.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't quite make it, and that's because just money flow was on the decline. And this happens, and that's why, sometimes it's a good idea if you got in on the breakout and you come up and you break some type of support, and to move your stop loss and to at least break even, or even in profit a little bit, so that way if you don't hit your targets, you have a free trade on the books. But what I see now is, even though that this just in bull markets, especially on the daily time frame, this money flow, the zero line here where it just blipped red, that can be support. So that might be all we see. That might be all we see on the decline. And what this could lead to is just a whole nother
Everybody's
peak on money flow.
like, people are talking about Solana, and Algo is the next Solana, right? Like, because it's got like the same kind of consensus breakthroughs that Solana does. So I mean, I wouldn't see why Algorand would do what Solana did. But we'll see what happens with that. It,
Has back tested this multiple times, just this range. If you think of this, like this previous high around 80 cents, it kind of dipped to the high 80s here and made a slightly higher low here. So, I mean, overall, I think it looks really good.
This
Nice.
is one of the core projects in the crypto space. One of the best developers helped create it. So I'm just gonna hodl my Algorand, plus the news of it. People wanting to put it on the stock exchange. So stuff like that. But the price action, yeah, like it looks like maybe that's the support. Maybe we're gonna see some cash injected into it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and sometimes this happens on the chart. See, like right here, it just had this little itty bitty blip of red money flow, and it acted as support because it was getting real bullish. So when projects get real bullish, that zero line can definitely be support. So, uh, I definitely like Algo. I hold Algo, and I will continue to hold that and stake that and get that interest every day. So
Definitely a
that's
project you want to own. All right, check out LYXC. This is one of my babies. Look how horrible the pullback is, though.
Yeah, it's been brutal.
Maybe I should have traded it.
Yeah.
I can't see the future.
So
If I could see that stuff happening, man, I could have made some money. But
now Luxo is definitely, when it comes to indicators, it's a bit rougher around the edges because it's a lower market cap, just under 200 million or so. What did he say? Oh, I was just reading chat. Worth noting that if KSM pulls back to the 618, it would bring it back to the log curve trend line. It's been following a straight year. Oh, so that's interesting. Nice confluence down there at the 618, which I think that was about 260 or so on KSM. So that's good. Okay. And so Luxo, yeah, being a smaller market cap, uh, can kind of throw indicators off, but you're seeing the same thing. So money flow, a little blip of red, that could be beautiful support right here, descending wedge, bullish pattern. Uh, and that's kind of similar to algo, that little blip of red on the money flow. We could see all these alts kind of move in unison here.
Take a look at
Especially
H bar. Someone mentioned that one too.
H bar over algo. What does that mean? Like
Um,
he chooses it over algo?
yeah, I don't play favorites. Like I invest in both. They're both good projects. But like one of the things I've learned is just being diversified, man. Like because you don't have no like look at what Solana did. Look at what Terra did. You know, some of the best performers. Like, and it's hard to pick them. You know, because like Algorand has just as good of a consensus as Solana, and so does H bar is one of the breakthroughs as well. So I mean, all of these are good projects. So why does one move 60 and one doesn't? You know, so it's good just to be diversified. You know,
H bar. So let me see if I can pull that up. I'm not familiar with this one. H bar. Should I just pull up the Binance chart?
yeah, H bar is a good one. I own a nice chunk of that.
You do.
Yeah. This is because it was recommended by Mike Maloney, and this is a DAG protocol, but the guy who came up with DAGs, I think.
Oh, Mike Bologna.
No, Mike Maloney is the gold and silver guy, but he talks about this one a lot, and and it's right. They got like key players playing as the validators and stuff like that.
So me
Yeah,
personally, I like to buy in the red.
yeah,
These bull markets get tricky when the money flow likes to bounce off the zero line because typically I like to buy on like the money flow crosses here, like when this crosses. That's when I look to buy. You can even see, and then it just leads to these runs. Back here, it got some action, but H bar. Let's see here. What are we at? 30 cents, 29 cents or so. Um, I suppose I like my fib. That's my go-to. If I don't know what I'm looking at here, pull out the fib. 618. Look at this wick. Yeah, baby. 19 cents right at the 618. Wick to it, and it's going. So that's good. That's a good sign. I would. I mean, I'm not gonna buy right here. There's most of the time I'm not buying. I don't just jump in right at the second. I'm gonna wait. It looks to me that it was a failed W. Okay, so you have a nice W pattern that got rejected right there. And then it came back down to test this. And you can even see it, like price came down and kind of came up and then went down. And then it hit that 618 coming back up. Now, we could make an inverse head and shoulders potentially.
it looks like it is drawing a Bart, like the guy said, a Bart pattern, but it totally looks like a Bart, like a giant Bart.
Oh, yeah, it was close. Yeah, I see that. Like right here, Bart. And it's like trying to make an ear. Yeah, it's doing some Bart action for sure. Uh, I would look for some type of, so come down to the lower. I'm on the daily. Let me go to the 4 hour. I think on the 4 hour it comes a little more clear that there's potential almost head and shoulders. It's kind of ugly. What's the market cap of this?
Of Hedera, let me look.
Yeah. So it's kind of ugly, but maybe a head and maybe you could look for an inverse head and shoulders. Let's see. 4 hour money flow doesn't look too bad. Some of these dailies scare me though. But the thing is they can diverge so long on the money flow where the price can keep going up, even with money flow coming down. But
So it's
somebody had
2.4 billion circulating.
2.4 billion. Really?
Yeah, H bar is one of the big ones.
I wasn't expecting 2 billion, but I think it makes it chartable. I think that's kind of borderline. I at least want like a few billion. I think that's kind of like makes it easier to chart once you start getting into the billions. If you're under 100 million, that's like unchartable almost.
Yeah, like Luxo.
Yeah, Luxo is pretty borderline.
I
But
think
I think it's still looking
the
okay.
thing with like guys, the reason Luxo has no price support is because the validators aren't up yet. So
Nobody knows about it.
and no one knows about it. Like
No one talks about it.
That's when you want to buy it. And I don't care if it takes like someone responded to me said Luxo's not going to do anything this bull run because they're not having their mainnet launch before the bull run's over. I'm like, dude, I think on like 5-year time spans, and like getting in on this project at these prices is like like insane. Like this project is going to go places. I don't care if it takes 5 years. I'm just going to take it and hold it, and I'm going to put enough money into it. Like my time
no
horizon
doubt.
is like whatever it takes with projects that are almost guarantee wins.
I like this comment. If there were two cell phones and the question was which is better, all we would have to do is look at the specs. But with crypto, it seems to be hard to just look at specs for some people. I
That
think
is a really
that's
good
point.
insight. Who said
Nobody looks at the specs. I know everybody that buys Doge has no idea what it does.
Well, there's a report that came out and said 80% of people don't even know what they're holding. So that like you're in the minority if you even know the details of what you're buying. Like because like most of the people that buy this stuff, they don't even know what they just listen to YouTubers or whatever. That's why things like Superfarm has a higher evaluation than than Luxo. Like one
Well,
Luxo,
that's why I was able to make what 8x off of my shit token. It's because it's just been crazy. Doge has gone up. All these ridiculous coins have gone up, while all the good coins have just been going sideways, going down. It's been weird.
So 6% of my portfolio is Luxo. That's someone asked from the chat. Abby P asks, "What's your So I put it. It was 5 at the low, but I was gonna double it to 10. Like if it hit $5, I was about to double it. I was gonna move it to 10. I was gonna double my stash. So
I think mine's probably 20 to 30% Luxo.
Yeah. So like I was ready to throw in some major money into Luxo again.
Which is that's bad. My portfolio is bad. Don't copy mine. I need to fix mine.
Yeah,
I would. Problems.
You want to be well diversified. Now here's the next one. Let's go over Cell. Like Cell is one that I say everyone should own, whether you're small or big.
I just need an index, bro.
Yeah, this is your index. Celsius is it's the best index you can have.
Why do you say that?
Because whatever projects they add on the platform becomes a buying pressure for the Cell token. Especially for people who choose to earn and sell. So it's a pseudo index of crypto, and that's why Celsius performs so well. And plus, it's like awesome. It's like an index plus the yield.
Well, the chart is looking really good, I think.
Yeah, Celsius is 100xer. Celsius alone is going to make me rich. Like so I don't care. I don't even have to be here. Like I could be like, but I just love the space, But Celsius is like one of my babies because this is, Luxo is a beast mode. Celsius is a beast mode. Dude, I'm patient. I'm gonna be patient. I came from nothing. I used to, live in the back of freaking cars, like when I was young, and now, I'm doing well. And it's because if you're patient, you can get results. It's just that simple. And you look at something like Luxo. I don't care if it takes 5 years, because how hard is it to pick the right thing that's going to pump 10, 15, 20x, 30x? Like there's no way to there's so many projects and you have to to be able to pick it. Luxo is telling you that, but it's saying, hey guys, it's going to take some time, and that's the only thing it requires is patience, and I'm willing to be patient for that 100x, and it might not happen. That's life, but I'm going to do that. If I do that 5 or 6 or 7 times with projects that look solid, but it's going to take time, I'm willing to wait that time out. Because the one thing that people don't have is patience, and if you have patience, you beat everyone. So,
well, Celsius is looking good. We had some targets here which got met. We were looking for $8 to $10 since I don't know, back in March sometime, mid-March. I think we kept looking for $8 to $10. wicked right to $8, and we came all the way back down to 5. Now, I think money flow and momentum look great. Momentum still in an uptrend. Money flow is bottoming out. If we only get a little sliver of red, that's nice, and that's on the daily time frame, so I'm cool with that. Like you did back here. Again, here's a good example of what I was mentioning earlier on a couple. I think Algo. Actually, what are you dancing?
No,
What's
you saw
happening?
that. You saw that. They were saying merch, like they're talking about merchandise.
Oh, you got the hat going.
This is
Is that what you're
Celsius
doing?
merch, you know. So I was just
So
going.
yeah, a couple charts. The little blip of red. Celsius has a good example of it right back here, like it did in September. That's that little blip of red, and look at what it leads to. I mean, Celsius is just a little sideways nothing back here in 30 cents, and now it's a monster at $6, $7, $8. Now, I think we do hit that $10 target on Celsius. I think,
God, there's so much money to be made in crypto, man.
yeah, I think this comes back up. It looks like we got some nice support in here, and just looking left, the action on this is crazy because look how wicky it is.
This
Like
this
if I just
dude, this thing is not going to stick around here.
let me turn the wicks off so I can even see the chart. It had so much fuzz, like it needed a haircut.
You know why that is because you know what that means. When something has
Bots.
volatility like that, it means
I
that
just
it's
think
undervalued.
bots.
Or bots. I think it just means it's undervalued because when something's mature, it doesn't have that. You know.
So, I mean, it's not perfect, but there's in this general area, you can see we've had resistance 3 times, and we're just coming back to back test it as support. So no big deal here on Celsius. I think it's just another opportunity to get more. I have none. I need some of this, but
Celsius
I would like.
you should have a big chunk of Celsius. I will
I-
always recommend that to people.
I'd like Luxo to bang off, and then maybe I'll pick up some Celsius. That's what I'll do. That's the plan.
Yeah. We already looked
No.
at Luxo. Now we looked at Celsius. Celsius looks strong. Celsius looks like one of the ones that's poised.
I didn't
to
even
just
really
take off.
get into Luxo
Okay, go
though.
ahead.
I mean,
Get it
I
back.
still have your target marked here, July 21st. You said market.
Okay,
There it
so
is.
guys, you guys are asking me where
250.
Luxo. Now, is it going there in this cycle? Maybe not. Like, so 12 months. You know, like I think they're like if they hit their targets. Okay, let's say.
No. We got it marked. July 30th, end of July.
Okay, that's the most optimistic case. And if they get mainnet launch in July and it's still a bull market, Luxo will have a $300 token, and that's where I put that thing. So that's a big if. Hey, that's a big if.
So
You know?
convince me not to go 100% into Luxo, please. I'm tempted. Yo, look at that big money
Whoa,
from
50
BK.
bucks. Thank you. Made me a lot of money on Fala. Thank you. Now I'm going to beg for Barnbridge Bond fundamental analysis video from you.
Dude, Follow was a banger, and it had a good buy-on opportunity. I think it was back in the 60s, and now it's back to like $1. It's nice.
I took profits on Fala. Like I like
I
it.
did too.
I like it, but I was like, I'm taking profits from that one because you know.
Nice job, BK. Nice
Yeah.
job, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you made money, dude. And I'm writing it down. I'm gonna put it in.
Those were big gains. Yeah, BK Blitz, if you don't mind. What did you originally get in Fala at? And he said it was. You made me a lot of money. No, I mean you made yourself a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
man.
true. I didn't
mean,
make the
you
money.
can take credit. Yeah,
You
he
made the
didn't.
money.
He didn't do much.
Like all I did is showed information. You're the one who decided what to do.
Yeah,
So-
and at the end of the day, it's up to you, man.
But regarding Luxo, so like $300 if they get mainnet by like if they get it early, no one ever gets it early. But okay, so you need a bull market, and if they get mainnet, then it's going to be a $300 token. In 5 years' time, it'll be a $3,000 token. You know, so that's where I see it going. I see it 3,000xing.
I follow a lot of people in the YouTube crypto world, and every time I see like the next big altcoins videos, people keep posting. I click on it, and I'm like, I'm waiting for the day that I see several videos coming out talking about Luxo. I still have yet
People,
to see
it's
anybody
amazing people
mention
don't
it.
get this still. They don't understand. Like the reason we had the 2017 bull market was because of this guy. Like that's a pretty big player. You know, this isn't like some small team. Uh, you have Cardano's guy, which is Charles Hodgkinson. You have Dan Larimer wasn't really an ETH dev, but he had a multi-billion-dollar project. But Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, and then Gavin Wood was also Ethereum dev. All the Ethereum devs are like the top coins, like all of them except for Luxo. Like Luxo is the only like ETH core dev that's not a top coin. So but he's like the guy who made the libraries, the interfaces, you know, and you can even when you read. There's a big difference between when you read a project that's a copy and paste project than from a project that originates from one of these guys. You know, you can see the quality. It's a huge. Like I read through a lot of the Luxo white paper, and there's a huge difference in quality between it and other projects. You know, so
Yeah, I really like that last video you did. It was you covered a lot of information rather quickly in it, and it was a good overview, like
yeah,
a refresher.
that was me digging through their white paper. It took me hours to do that. You know, like it takes hours of research to do. You know, let's go to Geek.
Well, I was just gonna quick comments on Luxo. Now it's making a descending wedge, which is typically bullish. However, I'm pretty sure you just measure the back of this, and the target really doesn't come up that high just because it's been descending so low. So this is only the first target, but it does come in right at about $20. So I think if we do break out, I could see Luxo spiking back up to that $20 area before hitting resistance again. But if we take this as a potential bull, I don't know if that's even possible to take this as like a pull target here. I don't know. I mean, it kind of comes in at the 127 here, 30. I don't know. I don't like that. But ultimately, I'm still looking for just the fib extension. I mean, we had our high, and I'm just waiting for the next extension move up to about $40 or so. I'll probably cut profits early, and I'll probably take. I think I'll start looking to take out around 39. You know, so this doesn't happen like what we've seen with DOT. If I turn the wicks back on, remember seeing DOT earlier, that wick where we missed our target by $2. You know, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, like
Luxo. I think it's looking out. I still think it's looking fine.
I hope it dumps. I hope Luxo dumps because.
What do you mean? I hope it dumps. It's been dumping.
Come on, like I want it to go to $5, please. I have so much money
don't
ready for that buy at $5.
So I think $5 is unlikely, and I'll tell you why. Now, last stream we did, it's been some time, and this is well before Luxo was under 13. Luxo was still, I think, around 15 to 16, or maybe it was just above. I think it was just above 13, 14 in this area here. And one of the viewers, I don't remember which viewer it was, but they said, you know, hey, Luxo, we could be seeing 10. And I said, well, I don't think we'll see 10 until we close a 4 hour below 13, which we did here. And you can see we dumped to 10 pretty quick, back tested 13 and found resistance and just continued to bleed off. So I wasn't looking for 10 until we got below 13 on a close, which we did. And when I measure the fib, we wicked down to the 236, and this is essentially the deepest retracement on a Fibonacci. If we go any deeper, you're going to be back near like zero. This isn't, I guess from an overall macro standpoint, I don't know how healthy that would look on a chart. I think that gets into, I don't know. It looks scary down there to me. I think 236 is, because usually, so this is all inverse, right? Because I have it as an extension.
Mm-hmm.
So the 382 right here, this is actually the 618 retracement. So this is the golden pocket. The golden pocket is right here where I'm circling. To come down to the 236, it's still bullish. It doesn't mean we flip bearish yet, but that just means that's a deep retracement, and that can happen. But to go any lower than that, I don't think is optimal for a bull scenario. That's just my opinion on that. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we see 5.
BK's
10, I thought 10 was unlikely, but I didn't rule it out.
BK saying, I was looking at the 10, now I'm looking at the 6, and I'm not re-entering until I see a bullish divergence on the daily timescale.
I think daily's smart to stick with, especially with these lower cap things, because the 4 hour just looks like a mess. I mean, to me, especially on something on a lower market cap.
Dude, please, if it goes to 6,
Now,
I'll probably buy in. Instead of waiting to 5, I'll buy in at 6.
So here, check this out.
So
this
now,
is the little
now me
blip
and
of
BK
red.
are going to be competing to buy Lux, so we'll probably drive it up.
Now, I have seen momentum here flatline, and then the price kept coming down. So this is a bit of a divergence on the daily time frame that I have seen. I've seen price come down and momentum flatline. Something to be aware of.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking for a potential breakout. If we break this downward out of this pattern, I will not be looking for 6. If we come back down to 8 in the short term, 6 is entirely possible. We can
That's where I'm going to be aggressive.
Channel.
I'm going to be aggressive in this next. If it has one more nice pullback, I'm going to be very aggressive.
I mean, it could bleed out in this channel for who knows how long.
And
we could see 6. I don't want to rule it out completely. But I think if we break this downward resistance here, 6 is gone. We're hitting 20. 20 is going to be tough. 20 is going to be a son of a bitch.
I don't care. Like if I buy in this token, I can be on like the number 1 holder page. Like if it hits 6 or 5, right? Like I'll be up there. I think I'll be holder number 20 or 25. If I do that. So
this is where
that's
emotions come in, trying to ego flex on people.
Well, I mean, BK was saying he was like on the second page of Fala. I don't remember.
Oh, no kidding. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is. Those kind of things are life changing when you could be like a big holder on a project like that, and then you get really into it, and you're like, man, like, yeah. So if I could be like on the first page of owning Lexo, I'm gonna just go full fashion.
Yeah, he's got a good point.
I am a fashion coin holder. I'll just go.
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
BK's got a good point. It's not uncommon to see an 80+% retracement on parabolic violation. Now, I agree with that first part, especially with altcoins, right? I mean, we've seen it with every altcoin. Like the only one that's uncommon to see that would be like Bitcoin and maybe now Ethereum, right? Any altcoin I think is subject to a 90+% retracement. Any of them could happen to. So it's never, yeah, you're right. Especially when it's $200 million. I mean, that's such a baby market cap, and this is the potential for this project just so huge, though.
This guy said it's life changing.
I don't think that's a typo.
Yeah.
99 on the weekly. Now that's cool. Yeah. See, I have another chart that I use for RSI and MACD. Do you mind if I talk about these indicators? I've had a few people ask me, and
Go ahead.
I don't really want to make it a thing about the indicators.
Okay, so guys,
this is just what I like.
Ian's gonna be able. I'm gonna let Ian jump on this channel whenever he wants now. After this too, like Ian, you're gonna be able to jump on here whenever you want to do technicals with people. So
hey, only if people are cool with it.
No, they want it. The people want it. The people want their technicals. So I'm gonna let you jump into this channel, and whenever you want to throw up a few technicals, you can jump in here. And I'll be.
I see. Now you guys are plotting. He wants you to make a FUD video. I was wrong about Luxo.
Yeah.
Just to get it to 6.
Dude, I should be like, sell your Luxo now. It's destroying this horrible critical error, and then like have my huge buy orders waiting. But that's not gonna happen. Like my crew knows that I'm too solid on it, and there's some people that complain and bitch and moan. Like some of my newer followers, they're bitching and moaning about it. I'm like, dude, even if you got in at $20, I mean, this thing is solid, but like I can't see the future. As something moves like this one did, of course it's gonna have a pullback. I didn't expect the pullback to be as hard as it was, but like who cares? This thing is gonna be so much higher in the future if you're just patient. So
So
Alright.
the indicators though, these are just I paid for these momentum and money. So this isn't just a general money flow index. These are created by another YouTuber that I paid for. I use two different ones. There's Market Cipher and Market Liberator. So you guys can look them up, check them out. That's up to you. I'm not. I just like these. So some people like them, some people don't. This just helps me get a visual picture of the market. Everybody, there's so many indicators out there, um, and this is just the style I like. That's what I like about trading. Everybody's got their own style. Love it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's
What
true.
do we
Like
got next?
you gotta have your approach. You gotta have
Yeah,
your niche, how you win. Like my winning strategies over the long term. That's how I've made my wins. You know, it's just, and I've even noticed like half the time if I didn't sell, dude, I would already be made a fortune if I didn't sell some of the projects I held at one point. So let's check out Geek. I think Geek is one of my projects. I don't expect anything bullish soon. Like because it has really high inflation. And it's who knows when it's going to release and stuff like that. So Geek is a project I'm accumulating. Like each time it goes lower. If it goes lower, I buy more. If it goes lower, I buy more. And this is like I'm playing the long game on Geek. It's like probably a 5-year time span, but it's a good project. I'm just accumulating it.
I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna buy Doge.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody here is like most people don't play the long game like I do, but let's just take a look at it.
I think a lot of your followers probably do.
Yeah.
What did BK say? He said he got in follow at what, 12 cents or something?
And then he sold at $1. That's funny. I sold at $1. I sold at $1.05. Like that's where I was selling my fallow. And I might, if it has a big pullback fallow, I might just rebuy it.
I think it did have a good pullback.
I know, and
I
I
wanted
didn't.
to get back in.
I should
I
have.
didn't have anything on the side though.
I should have. If we have another pullback with the alts, I'm gonna add. I'll add that trade. I'll get in Luxo. I'll also get in some fallow. Because why not?
Yeah.
Fallow is a good project. Fallow has one of the best governance structures, like voting structures, out of anyone. Literally Fallies. So this is Geeka.
So the way Geek is designed though is it's
Very
it's
inflationary. It has a lot of inflation, so I'm not super bullish on it in the short term, but I am very bullish in the long term. That's why I'm just accumulating.
yeah, so it's not gonna perform like your typical cryptos would, right? Like it's not gonna go as parabolic, or can it still go parabolic?
I mean, it could because it's such a low cap. Like even diluted, it's 160 million, and this one could be a 16 billion. So this is a 100xer. This is another 100xer.
Well, that's kind of was one of my main questions.
It might be a 1000xer.
You were talking about how inflationary it is, and that to me that just sounds like the price will get kind of suppressed almost. Like
because the token release, heavy token. Luxo has heavy token release as well. But I'm also, that's another thing. Like people are saying, oh, Luxo has a pretty bad token release. Yeah, but it's a lot more stronger. Like, I mean, Geek's a really strong project too. But the reason I'm more bullish on Luxo is just because it's like they have all the connections, they have the partnerships, they have, they have one of the strongest track record dudes. It just has too many factors that are like home runs, but sure, it could, the inflationary effect of that could be a problem. There's going to be like validators when validators go live on that, it should be done by next year. I don't know like the timeline for Geek, like when they're going to go live or anything like that. But like I said, I'm just accumulating because it's 160 million. I think the approach with Geek that's really unique that I like is the governance on this one is much.
I see what you did there.
What's that?
Thing that's unique about Geek.
Yeah. Is it's the governance.
Look at this divergence, bro. RSI, classical divergence, right there. It's a nice buy opportunity around this low, just over $1 area.
Yeah. Good buying
So
range. I bought some.
That's
recently.
what you want to see. That's what
I'm
you want
buying
to see.
small amounts. I'm buying small amounts. I'm gonna buy a big chunk if it goes to under $1. Like if it goes under $1, I'm gonna buy a big chunk, and then if it goes less than that, I'm just gonna keep accumulating. And this is like a long term play. I don't expect anything this bull run, but it could. It could. Like this is a very like Luxo has such. I mean, Geek has such a unique governance structure, where it almost designed itself around governance, like making governance like less of an issue. So if you're a big institution coming into the space, this might be something you choose to build on. And someone's saying Luxo token release might be for the weakness, token weak. And what? So what? That means they're accumulating. I mean, true. That might actually. I actually said that to someone. I think that they're taking profits, like the Luxo teams, and so that means they're accumulating those funds, which is another good thing, right? Like, because Luxo is pulling in a bunch of money. I don't care.
So wait, what do you mean by token release? What are they've been releasing?
Okay, so like when they had 10% of the supply released and it's moving to 20%, 30%, 40%, and each time they do that, that's a huge amount of new sell pressure. Every time, like a token releases a bunch of.
Oh, okay. So
that's what inflation, that's what token release means, that kind of stuff.
So now how much of the tokens have been released at this point, do you know?
I think 20%. Am I right on that, guys? Let me check.
I don't think so. I think isn't the cap like 45 million and we were at like 15, I think.
I'm going to look straight up on their screen. I'll even pull it on the screen here. They put it on the screen.
I didn't know that it was 10% at a time, though. I thought they were just going to dump the rest when the mainnet came out or something.
So, so you can see this huge pocket Genesis fund. So, let me move this out of my way so I can actually see what I'm doing. So you see this right here. It's very concentrated still. Luxo is very concentrated. And so that's what they're talking about. Their concerns with this 80% supply still controlled by the team. But this is that is something to consider, But yeah, man, like, look at this. It only costs 50,000 tokens to be on the top list of this thing. Yeah. But that's no concern to me. Like, it's still such a small market cap. I think this thing's going to be a $300 billion market cap. It's probably going to be 30 right after mainnet.
Wait, what's that quantity? That's 71 million?
That's 71 million Luxo in their Genesis. This is the team still in control of 80% of the supply right here. So, that's 80% of the supply right there.
So the full circulating supply will be what?
So like 20% is circulating. 20% circulating right now.
But the total will be 100 million. Oh, max total. I see it right there on the Etherscan.
Here's the 100 million right here.
I thought it was only going to be 45 million. That's why I was confused.
No. It's 100
so
million.
Rose is saying 35 will be circulating at mainnet. Oh, okay. See, I thought it was 45 at
third.
mainnet.
Yeah, a third will be. They're going to release this. You see this last 10%? They're going to release that at mainnet, and But I despite that, I think it's still going to perform because it's got too many partnerships. It's got too much of the talent.
Well, yeah, and it should go to billions of dollars.
And a large
really
amount of that's going to be locked up from validators. Validators are going to absorb a lot of that too.
I mean, what is the potential of this? Like, you've compared it to other infrastructure projects. I mean, is it just billions of dollars or tens of billions or hundreds of billions? I mean, what do we?
Okay, so I'm thinking it's going to be a $30 billion market cap at the end of this market cycle. Obviously, like if they have a mainnet, I like I said, I can't see the future, but if the bull market lasts till the end of the year, around the end of the year, and Luxo comes out with mainnet, they're going to have a $300 token. Those are big ifs. That's not guaranteed to happen. There's a good chance that Luxo doesn't perform that well in this whole entire crypto bull market. And I'm still fine with that because I'm just going to set it to the side. I've played this game long enough to know that, you can be patient and you can win. 5 years down the line, Luxo is going to be a $3,000 token. So who cares? Just set it to the side, but I think this bull market might be a little different too with the institutions coming in. But obviously that doesn't mean I think there's going to be a bear market. Like institutions are going to have fear just like everyone else, and they're going to be FOMO just like everyone else. You know, there's people.
I see. So if it doesn't catch wind this cycle, most likely next cycle. Like for me, it seems out of everything on my plate that it's probably the lowest risk gem.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think Luxo is like one of the like I think of Celsius as being a low risk 100xer. I see Luxo as being a low risk 1000xer. Like most likely to do that. I see the DOT and KSM as likely 200x or maybe even 1000x, depending. But at least 100x, like DOT and KSM. All of these are 100xers, like from here, like if they're successful.
I like how I have Geek pulled up and we just been talking about Luxo for 30 minutes.
Yeah, but this is geeky. Geek in the long run could be 1000x or 100x as well.
In short term, I see a divergence, so not a bad place to
trade.
If you have some on the side, a dollar cost average entry, whatever.
Yeah, people could trade on this if they want. But like I said, they have inflation, so that once again, I'm just accumulating it because it's a unique consensus design. It's like one of those unique consensus designs. So I like its approach.
Let's see. Okay, I think I did buy. I bought up in this consolidation point right before this breakout.
Yeah.
I bought like right in here.
Yeah, me too. I didn't expect it to dump like it did, but whatever. I'll still accumulate.
Yeah, I mean, I see this happen over and over again. Yeah, it breaks down, but now it just made a higher low, and it's another pattern, and there's a divergence. Nothing to worry about. Just buy more.
Yeah. Check out Mirror. We're gonna look at Mirror, and then I'm gonna go over my proposal, and then we'll close the live stream after that. So, what do you think about Mirror? You think it's gonna break up, or you think it's gonna dump? Because it had some aggressive price action to this point.
I think it ends up going up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because it made a nice double bottom divergence here, and I just don't think that's done playing out. And I see that here. So let me kind of make this a little bigger so people can see what I'm talking about here. Because I just see this stuff quick, and so just to kind of highlight it, the momentum, it's either flat or did come up slightly, and well, it's just flat. The momentum's flat, and the price came up. So bit of a divergence there, and it was kind of a double bottom. It's hard to see on the daily, and there's not a lot of data here, but we did hit our target from this breakout. We kind of had higher low, another double bottom within an ascending triangle. I had two targets here. First target was, just under $10. Next target was right under 12. And this wick was pretty amazing that we had. Zooming in on the price action here, wicked back up to that previous point. I seen this. This is a nice looking double top. So if you ever see this, especially with this divergence, it's kind of the opposite of what we're seeing now. You're seeing the momentum come down, and the price action was straight across here. Kind of the mirror of what we're seeing currently. So yeah, I'm still bullish on this, especially in the short term. Higher low, momentum coming up, and look at this nice big bottom out of the money flow. Mm-hmm. And I expect that to come back up. So we'll see where that leads us. It's a pretty ugly double bottom. It's kind of similar to what the pattern was back here. So if I just take a quick measurement, I think it just kind of takes us back up into that range that we were. Yeah, I mean, back up into here. Could go back to 12 in the short term. Kind of what I'm looking for. So not a bad place to enter on this support and resistance line, which has been acting pretty amazing. Where did I get those from? Let me go delete some of this a little bit. Did I get these from... You know what? I got those. These were just targets from this pattern. There's no more data here. I keep trying to look left, like, oh, did I get these down here? No. These two red support and resistance lines were targets from this pattern. And we've seen, I made them here, okay? Like there was no price action. Price action since then ripped right through it, found support, broke below it, found support, broke below it, came up, found resistance, broke above it, and now I'm looking to find support. So right here, find support and go up. And what I do is, like many of you, look for other, things to come in confluence here. Like I want to see a nice momentum wave come down and kind of keep that higher low trajectory on the momentum, keep seeing the money flow
So
increasing,
one
all
of
while that bottoms out.
yeah, one of the things I want to say about Mirror fundamentally, guys, Mirror is like it's a derivative platform. It services derivatives, and derivatives represents $400 trillion market. So I think Mirror is more bullish than the Terra protocol, which is built on top of like Mirror. Like even though like I don't know how that would look, but like Mirror as a service is incredibly valuable. Like, and it's one of the most. It doesn't have the Ethereum fees that Ethereum's associated with. So that's why I'm very kind of bullish on it. Like it's because it's providing like a use case that me personally can use, and that I don't see in other places, and I don't like like even though like I might have bigger transactions, I don't like spending $300 on every transaction I do, so it's like Ethereum. But here, let's go. I'm gonna go over one last thing.
Spend $300.
Well, that's what like Ethereum fees are ridiculous. Like if you do anything with smart contracts, like with complicated logic, you're going to spend over $100, but here I'm going to pull up this. This is the last thing we're going to hit before we take off for the night. So this is Mirror protocol. This is Mirror protocol. I'm going to Terra. I'm checking out the governance. Make this bigger.
He's going to front run your Luxo order 601. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I guess I got to go 602 now. So guys, if you have any I don't want to fight with my own guys. Why don't we agree? Hey, BK, just wait. Just buy it at 5, man, or buy it at buy it at 5, so I can get it at 501. Just let's not fight with each other. Or how about we split it? All right, so guys,
the only fair way to do it is stack all the orders at the same price.
Yeah.
We can check the order books.
Just go my orders, his orders, my orders, like so like stack, how like industry leaders will agree like to meet with each other so that they don't have to compete.
It's like gas prices.
Look, here is guys, if you have this token, go vote for this. I'm trying to get this to fruition. I'm going to chase it down. I'm talking to the band protocol, which I think feeds this, and see if I can get a good index coming in. If we can get an M index token, a Mirror index token, it will be one of the most valuable services that there is. Like for
put the link in the chat
for the typical investor. Yeah, let me do that.
So I want to pull it up too. Do a little follow along session here.
Yeah, I'm spending my own money to get this through. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for the community, and I'm partially doing it for myself as well. But yeah, get this thing through, man. Like, engage the Mirror protocol community, engage the Band protocol community if you're in Band. Let's get this thing through. This will be like something that'll help everyone make a lot of money. Is this right here, the an index token of the altcoins minus Bitcoin. If we can do that, you can trade into it. Like, think about this. You can take profits. Like, let's say if one token gets really bullish activity, you take profits into the index token, and then if you see like something is performing badly, you could pull out of the index token and buy the thing that's doing badly until it performs really good, and then take profits into the index token. This is what you should be taking profits into through the bull market, is the index token. And obviously like gold, if you think there's a pullback in all of crypto. But this would be an excellent service, would be this. Like just having an index that represents all the alts, the top 100 alts minus Bitcoin. It would be incredibly valuable service. And that's why I'm going to get it done. Or at least I'm going to try my hardest or do whatever I need to, chase down everyone that I have to. But yeah, guys, engage the Mirror community if you guys are interested. I'm going to be doing that, and see if we can get this thing through. Create this. There's millions of dollars that wants to have this, and so let's get it done. It's 40% approved. We got 5 days left. Hopefully this will get approved, and then I'll try to get the Band protocol set up so that Oracle feeds in and it gets accomplished. All right. Any closing words, Ian? and then we'll take off.
It just depends if we want to look at Trust Swap and PCX. A couple
Okay,
people
yeah,
asking
like
about
let's
some
do a couple
projects.
of requests. So you guys want to look at Trust Swap? Let's take a look at Trust Swap.
Trust Swap. Last we looked at it was, cup and handle. Nice big O cup and handle.
I think it would have broken out with that company handle, but it
Started to break to the upside, and it looked really good in here actually because it came up and it came down, got that support and went up. Everybody was probably super stoked right here. And it got rejected right at the same area that we keep getting rejected, right at $5. So it's cooled off, and what I do see on the money flow.
Some people expect
is-
this to be a $1 billion project. I actually agree. I think it will be a billion. So this is a 5xer. Like I think this is a 5xer too.
I was gonna say it's already pretty decently sized, right?
No, it's
not,
250 million. This is a smaller one.
I mean, I guess that for me that's a decent size.
I mean,
it's not.
250
like
million
big.
is it's actually smaller now because it's not on the top 100 list. Let me look.
So yeah, 250 million. I mean, that's at least it's on like people's radars at 250 million. I feel like I hear Swap probably talked about more than Luxo. So
Oh, it's a popular one. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely popular.
Oh, it's diluted is a 400 million or 400. Yeah, 400 million. So I
It's a
think
good
it's going to be a
size.
$1 billion project. So that's a 3x, 2 or 3x.
I think this is headed to break 5 definitely, and overall, I have a cup and handle here and stuff, but the more I keep looking at this, is it just kind of reminds me of why does this have? Is there like traffic on TradingView or something? It's kind of reminding me of the altcoin chart. Say like a daily, like right here, like this was almost kind of like a weird cup and handle, and then it had this like rejection point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fractal almost that I see. To me, Swap is looking like that. Like if I go back to Swap, let me see here. Where'd it go? Right there. Kind of the same deal. So, but the money flow on the 4-hour, I think it went green, and I think it's looking good.
It's going to have another leg up. Let's be honest here. Swappy swaps. I'm not selling it. I didn't sell any. Even though I have like 10x on this, like already. I already have a 10x gain on this.
Like
So.
the more times it hits 5, it's weakening this wall here. So the more it's already hit it 3 times. A 4th time could break it. A 5th time, if we see it come up and kind of start just pegging like right here, starts banging on that $5, it's gonna break. Especially as long we see this dump here because everything dumps. So all the altcoins, remember, depend on old daddy Bitcoin here and mommy Ethereum, which is weird though. Ethereum has been impressive. I really think this is pretty historical for markets overall. I could be wrong here.
No,
I
you're
need to go
right.
back
People
and
are taking
do some-
profits into Ethereum more than Bitcoin right now.
It's amazing. Like Ethereum is just dollars away from an all-time high, but Bitcoin is just like has so much work to go to hit its all-time high, and it's not even about. You know what I mean? I just it's kind of mind-blowing right now.
Ethereum is like if EIP 1559 gets passed, Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin. Like this cycle. If EIP 1559 passes, obviously there's going to be contention. The miners don't want it.
Is this the start of that happening? This truly seems very unique to me.
People thought it would happen in 2017, and it didn't, and so it might not happen this run. But I can almost guarantee that if EIP 1559 gets, if that gets through, it's game over for Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin, like guaranteed, because that's too bullish of a protocol.
Yeah, it's not really game over. It's like next level.
Yeah, that kind of token model where it would be burning all these fees and reducing supply for Ethereum. I mean, that would be like dividends to everyone who holds ETH. For the first time ever, the Ethereum token represents, like a payout of the activity on the platform. It's almost like suddenly this huge company starts paying out dividends, and it's going to be like massive for price action. But it'll be doing it in the form of burning tokens. So,
Yo, dude, you hit 4K subs. Congrats, man. I just noticed that.
oh yeah, hell yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
4K party.
4K party. Drop a thumbs up.
I'll probably do something special when we hit. I'll probably do like $1,000 giveaway if we hit 10,000 subscribers. I'll do it.
That's awesome.
I'll do a
No,
random $1,000 giveaway.
The
You heard it here,
support's been
folks.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so I don't know. It's to me. I think this is a sign of the markets evolving. That just truly seems unique to see ETH price at all-time highs like this and everything else. So I just think it's almost like it's just a sign of like the greater picture of crypto and where this is going, right? Like the diversity, the dominance breaking down. And everybody was looking at Bitcoin. Oh, it's going to 75K. It's going to 80K, 100K. It is struggling. It's a big boat. But I think the institutions will start pumping it here soon. I don't, nope. A lot of people I talk to, it seems like it went in one ear and out the other when people read Elon's tweet about like that it was a test. I don't know why people, it's like people read that, people mention it, and it just seems like people are quiet when they react to that. Like everyone's thinking about what that means. And it's like, dude, that's just a test. He's proving to his other billionaire buddies that there's liquidity, that it can be done. I think it's a proof to all these other billionaires for them to get 5%, 10% on their balance sheets into some Bitcoin. And that's when we see that dominance bounce, right? When these institutions on board.
So pull up pull up Chainx. That's something people want to look at. Guys, Chainx is going to have a halvening. Here it is. I think in June or in it's like 2 months away.
It is.
See this right here? You see the screen? I don't know if you can see it, but this is the first halvening. There's only going to be 21 million Chainx tokens. And this is
Sounds
actually
like
very
Bitcoin.
bullish right here because it's going from 40% inflation to 20%. So that's going to happen soon. So you see if you can pull up the chart.
Eagle, we can take a look at Eagle.
We'll look at Eagle next too. Yeah. Oops.
I don't know why this isn't loading. Maybe I clicked on the wrong one.
Chainx or PCX token. That's
not
on
on
its own chain.
TradingView, is it?
That's not on Ethereum. I own some eGold, by the way. I bought eGold. Like in my video, I say I'm not buying it, and that's because it had this big, huge run, and then it pulled back, and I actually bought some when it pulled back.
Oh, did Chainx just get added to KuCoin?
Oh, I guess. That doesn't really show its chart really well.
Yeah.
Look like a big red dong.
Didn't I look at it on...
It's not on Ethereum. It's on its own. Like you got to look at somewhere else than DEX tools.
I don't think I can look at it.
PCX?
Yeah, I don't know where I looked at it. You said I can't use DEX tools, huh?
Right, because it's not on.
And I can't use TradingView. I don't know where I looked at it then.
Go to CoinGecko and just pull it up there.
Yeah, I mean,
It's on KuCoin or somewhere, I don't know, Binance or something like that. Let me look. I'll pull it up.
it can't really chart well on CoinGecko, but I mean, I can take a look at it. It's just general price action.
Yeah.
Yeah, CoinGecko is kind of weird. Why don't they just... CoinGecko seems pretty popular. Can they just...
As
oh, wait, here's a
charts.
trading view. Oh, that widget's unavailable. That's right. Okay.
Hotbit. He says there's a Hotbit. If you pull up Hotbit
Oh,
and then pull up PCX.
Okay, so I know for sure 15 is a significant point. Okay. And then I know for sure that down in this bottom here is a significant point, whether it's $8 or $10, that's a significant area. So those are two major supports and resistance. The other one I would mark out maybe just above in here, but that's all pretty chop right on 15. And we've broken back down and come back down to $8 to $10. So it's ranging. I wish I could pull up my my indicators. That's kind of what I rely on. I mean, I can use classical indicators and stuff, but let's see what we can pull up on Hotbit. I might be able to find some more data there. It doesn't look like a bad place to buy, other than the fact that it's just pointing straight down. It just got rejected off $10, so maybe it comes back to 8, maybe it doesn't. What's the market cap? 95 mil. It's about half the size of Alexo.
That's a good one to buy, right?
8. Didn't you? Was this the one you said to buy it
I-
at like 8
I'm
or
not selling
something?
any of my PCX. I'm just hodling it because it's going to be like one of the main. Akala and this one are like some of the main ones. Also,
think
Ring
Back
token.
here when it was 8, I think you said to just buy
You know-
it. You're like, it's not coming back here.
You want to check out Ring token too? Like that one is one that's under people's radar.
Ring? I have Ring.
Ring token. Yeah, I'm just hodling that
Straight up Ring.
here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
sh-
I'm
that's
hodling hard. I
that's
was surprised to
PCX.
see it come down this low. PCX though, yeah, this is
PCX
the
right
one I
there.
think you said to just, you're like, it's probably not coming back to 8, and it really hasn't ever since you said that. I mean, it came down to like 890 here, and it's at 960 now. So
I said
yeah,
it was a good buy
honestly,
point at this price. It went all
it's
the way up
still
to
a
17.
great-
People must have
yeah.
traded it, and it's back at 9. But when
great opportunity.
yeah, probably another buy opportunity.
I
Like
need
right
to
here.
get some.
You see that?
Yeah, I don't have any. I need this. I'm gonna leave that up.
Probably a good one to buy. Yeah.
I'm buying it.
All right, and then
Hold
yeah.
Ring. What was it? Wasn't there one more somebody mentioned?
we looked at Ring. We looked at I think we're good.
I was gonna try to find the Hotbit. I'm not set up on Hotbit. I don't know if I can even look at the charts.
What you can do is you can go to CoinGecko. If you guys want to know where, like I get asked this question a lot.
Where to trade stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
guys, look, if you want to know where you can trade something, you go to this and this is CoinGecko, and you'll go to markets, and it shows you where a token is being traded. And so you can go to any one of these and you could pick up the token there. So you don't have to ask me all the time. You can just go to CoinGecko and, and look at markets, and that's how you could see where anything is trading. But I think we're ready to close this thing out. I got some Chinese to learn. Was I Xiexi Chongwen? Got to learn some Chinese. Still learning. So let's close this thing out. Any more final words, Ian? You there? Can you hear me? I must have